Right, folks. This is getting depressing. like really proper depressing. Which is obviously the only way to start off a post-match reaction. That's called keeping the viewers engaged. Um, Folks, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that this is going to be fun or good or cathartic or anything. I don't have a lot of good things to say about that 90 minutes that we just watched. I really don't. It was turgid, it was poor. St Mirren came to Ibrox with no fear, none whatsoever. Came at us, caused us problems. Defence couldn't handle it, and we scraped a 2-1 win. I hope that the people on Thursday who were in the comments giving me jip saying that nothing's changed in terms of the league, I hope I get an apology. I was as positive as I could be on Thursday with a win over, I don't know, an average team, to be honest, in FCSB, average. But yeah, today was turgid. Today was poor, lackluster, and yeah, I need positivity for somewhere, and I'm not sure that Alex and Craig are going to bring that, but we shall see. Alex, how are you?
I'm all right, mate. Off the back of that watch, didn't watch along with AJ. It was a bit depressing. I have to bring up Gallant's comment here, though. You know, why did you have to say it's proper depressing, Martin? Because it just is. It was just a poor game all in. You know, this was the opportunity. We spoke about it on Thursday and Friday. This was the opportunity for Rangers to come and show that they were believed that Rangers were going to turn this into a good game and get as many goals as they did. It was just a horrible watch, in all honesty.
I mean, that's a long answer to how are you. I think that's how we're all feeling, to be brutally honest with you. Craig, how are you?
Yeah, 90 minutes. I'm not getting back. I think Rangers should have really been told that the clocks went back last night, not tonight. But yeah, it was just, Alex said it was just, it was so bad. I've got into the apathy point now, which is never a good point to be at, where Rangers play, and I'll obviously I was watching today's game. Thursday nights is a bit of a troublesome evening games. I was keeping an eye on it, and I was obviously happy that they'd won, but it just seems to be one step forward and two steps back today.
Well, yes, I suppose, Alex. We did win, by the way, for those of you tuning in who don't know the score. We did win, Alex, after a European game, and I suppose if I'm trying to play a bit of devil's advocate or devil's dick advocate, depending on how you want to say it, we often do say to try and give the team some kind of get out after a European win. All that matters is the next league game, you get the 3 points, and that's all that matters.
No, it definitely is. I mean, listen, we would have loved to have seen us blow away St Mirren the day 3-4, nothing like we did against FCSB, but it was never going to be the case. But listen, we've got the 3 points. We have got the win. We just need to keep this momentum going. But the way that we went about getting that 3 points today was just, it wasn't the way to do it. It was just a tough watch. AJ said it during the watch along, no team right now fears coming to Ibrox, and St Mirren showed that the day. They came looking like they could win. Even when they went 1-0 down, they just kept coming at us. They looked like the team that had something to prove today rather than it being Rangers, do you know? But we've got the 3 points and it's on to Wednesday night.
Is that at the end of the day, Craig? Is that really all that matters? As Linda's saying there, a hard watch, but 3 points?
Yes and no. Yes, because ultimately you have to win every single game of football. But no, because we can't continue with that level of performance. Because, for example, Wednesday night, after that today, I'm not confident in any way. We know that Aberdeen raised the game anyway, and an Aberdeen team that's in good form against us at the minute, who seem to be in a bit of a up and down form, is never a good combination. So yeah, I'm happy to get the win, but yeah, it on another day that could have been more drop points.
Can I just say, folk are saying it keeps breaking up. It's YouTube. This is happening more and more often now. With live streams on YouTube. So if you can hear this, great. If you can't hear it, then you've got no idea what I'm saying. But it should come back at some point. YouTube is a pain in the arse. Let's hear what the manager had to say. There's a few people having a go in the comments, and fair play. That's what it's all about. Let's hear then what the manager has to say. Well, there seems to be some technical issues. That's probably the best time to hear what the manager's got to say.
Philippe, a 2-1 win this afternoon. What did you make of that performance from your side today?
Yeah, that is really important to get the 3 points. To have a good performance after a European night. What was an excellent performance. We could have done better in the first half. Our tempo was too low there. You come behind. You can make the 1-1 one, and that's really important in that way. But the second half was much better, and we could have scored more than two goals. But also the goalkeeper of the opponent was really strong today in several actions. If you see the chance with Václav, it's a really great save. Also the last minute with Cyril, I don't know if he touched the ball or not, but he was really, really active in that situation. So in the end, it's important to get the 3 points. Of course, you want to score the third and fourth goal, and it calms down a little bit everything around the field. But it's important to take these 3 points and continue like that.
When St Mirren got that equaliser, was it about keeping that belief and just seeing through that period?
Yes, that's crucial, of course, and not to start to doubt. That's why it was important to start good in the second half, because they get belief out of scoring that goal and coming back. So that's what the players did. And okay, we started today with 7 new players who were not in the building last season. Some are just 1-2 months here. So it's good experiences like this to get a win, to dig in, to fight, and to raise our level in the second half. And like this, they can see what level we need for all season to get the results. And we're going to work hard on that to let our level rise.
That winning goal, it was great work from Cyril Dessers, another good finish from Václav. You could see what it meant to both those players in that moment, I think.
Yes, and it starts with a throw-in. Cyril takes directly the ball, and it shows the hunger and the passion that he has to win games here. And he gives everything for that. So I'm really happy the way he came on the pitch. It's what I expect also from every player who comes on the pitch, to give this extra energy. And all the others did also who came in. That needs to be our strength the next couple of months, to keep consistency in the results with all the amount of games that we have every 3 days. It's going to be for us like that. It's going to be for Celtic like that. It's not going to be for Aberdeen like that. So it's a different world. There will always 1 week to be fresh for the next game. So it's going to be exciting to make good rotation in the squad, to keep everybody fresh, and that we can go every time for the 3 points.
You touch on Aberdeen there. They're obviously next at a big game on Wednesday night. What do the next few days look like for your players in preparation for that one?
Yes, that it's really short time. So tomorrow it's more a recovery day, and the guys who didn't play, they have a good training session. On Tuesday we have a tactical training, and Wednesday it's money time. So we're looking forward to that. I'm looking really forward to that, to see how our squad now plays at that level. We did already good things this season. We need to create consistency. Aberdeen made an exceptional start of the season, taking a lot of points. So taking points there would be a really big step forward.
Right, okay. Picking up on that then, Alex. Good performance after Europe. I don't know. There's a part of me now thinking, am I just being like over the top? Like, did I watch 90 minutes where we played well, created some good chances, and I'm overthinking it?
I think Clement's been playing a game of FIFA before he's done that press conference, because that definitely wasn't a good performance. There was good moments in the game, but I don't think there was good performances. You could see it from the sideline that there was players that needed to come off earlier that weren't playing well. The comment he made about seven new players started, that baffled. As you could see, mine, yours, and Craig's reaction to the fact that he's still using that exact same comment. These players should be embedded by now. He said that October, November, the team would change, and we're just not getting that. He said that we would start seeing performances. Well, if that's the performances that we're expecting going forward, then I'm not going to be a happy guy watching Rangers the rest of the season.
And he's also saying there as well, Craig, is that is an extremely beautiful travel mug you have in your hand, by the way. Very, very nice. I like it very much. If anybody wants to get their hands on one of them, all they simply have to do is email rangersrabble@gmail.com and we will sort out a travel mug in the post to you. We could have scored more, was the cry, Craig. Yes, we could and probably should have scored more, but defensively, we were extremely poor. And is it Ole Sanya? Is that how you pronounce it? Had proper on toast.
Yeah, Proper's going to be waking up for the next few nights, having nightmares of Olasanya because he had him all game. He just did not want to live with him, couldn't live with him, didn't know what to do. And no disrespect, this isn't a top Premier League striker, top European striker. This is somebody that's playing for St Mirren. Our boys should be able to handle him. It seems to be a running theme where any form of physical striker, our defenders can't handle. Yes, we could have scored more, but my mind, St Mirren could have probably had another one or two as well. They had chances that they could have put away, and if it wasn't for bad finishing or Butland or defending, then
Or
that
tight
game
offsides.
Yeah.
Offsides, Craig.
Yeah, that offside looked. I'm sure we'll get into it. Looked a lot more offside, similar to our first goal. Looked a lot more offside on first view than it actually was when they showed the replay. So very, very lucky there. I am sick of this. We've got 6 or 7 new players just in the building. Excuse, it's not washing. There are other teams that are in the same boat and they're putting in performances. And also the comment about us and Celtic having to play midweek and weekend, that doesn't wash because Celtic are winning games at the weekends. If we were both playing in Europe and both struggling at the weekend, I could sort of understand that argument, but it just baffles me, some of the stuff that the manager's coming out with.
Yeah, it really does. On the game, Alex itself, 2 minutes into the game, Igamani's booked by the referee. Now, the referee's first game, I believe, at Ibrox. It was only his third game, I think, refereeing in the top league. I don't know if he was maybe just trying to kind of stamp some kind of authority on the game, Alex. I thought throughout the game he was relatively poor, although, early days he's a young referee. Igamani I've just dropped my pen. Igamani getting booked, Alex, in the first couple of minutes.
It's a nothing challenge as well. It was 2 players going for the ball. I think he's booked him for what he said was an elbow, but I think that then just took Igamani out the game, really. It stopped him being able to run forward and get balls because all it's going to take is a clumsy tackle or a clumsy bit of possession on the ball and he's going to get another booking and he's off. But I just thought that ref was shocking today. He just didn't seem like he was in control. There was bookings coming out that weren't bookings in my opinion when I was watching the game, and then there was tackles put in and shirts being pulled that just weren't then given as a foul at all. I know that Raskin pulled the shirt a few times and he didn't get booked, but then Gogic was absolutely shocking to our strikers and nothing. I don't think he went the book once. He was tripping up Dessers, pulling him back, throwing him to the ground. He was having tussles and there wasn't bookings at all. So I don't know what this referee was thinking at all there, Craig. He was having a bit of a shocker.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I'm not sure if we've lost Martin, so we'll just carry on in case we've lost him. He's just like that. He's just jumped back in.
No, but I mean, Alex done really well there with the hosting, and he put the question to you, Craig. So I'll let you answer it.
Yeah, it seems to be players play to a different standard when they play against Rangers, and if he's going to book Igamani early on for that challenge, then you should really be throwing cards out left, right, and centre. Whether, like you said, whether it's just that it's his first big game and he's sort of wanting to put his stamp on things, but that has to continue. And just when I thought Rangers were playing poor, the referee seems to one up us by being just as poor, if not worse.
It has to be said, though, Craig, that St Mirren started the game far better. St Mirren started the game on the front foot. We were on the back foot. We couldn't get the ball. We couldn't make a 5-yard pass. St Mirren were creating chances. Within the first 10 minutes, Olisanya should probably score. If we're being honest, he should score. He doesn't. But then on the 13th minute, at home, against a team that's third bottom of the league, we score against the run of play.
Yeah.
At least we scored. But it's
yeah,
against
at
the run of play at home.
least we scored.
You know.
Yeah, and Diamande, from memory, that shows how bad it is that it was 2 hours ago and my memory is gone already. Yeah, from memory, he starts the move, puts the ball across the box, which Berami may not be expecting, but gets on the end of it and comes inside. And the one thing we don't do enough of is shoot from outside the box. And it comes to Raskin, who has a great shot. And as I was saying, this is one where on first view, I was like, he's offside there. And obviously looking back on the VAR check, he obviously he wasn't. Weird how it sort of looks in the first instance like it's a mile offside. And Diamande puts the ball away. And at that point, you start to think, yeah, we've had a rough sort of 10, 15 minutes, but hopefully we can push on now. But wasn't to be the case.
It really wasn't, Alex. I mean, just lastly on that first goal, it's good play on the left from Bayrami, who was in and out the game. But again, you can see the quality that he's got. Like Craig says, we don't shoot enough. Raskin has the shot. Luckily, it deflects into the path of Adio and he puts it away. But Raskin having that shot from outside the box was probably one of the few guys the day that possibly you could say gets a 7 or maybe 8 out of 10. Is that fair for Raskin?
I thought Raskin had a very good game today. He seemed to actually enjoy getting a start again in the league and getting a bit more minutes under his belt. I think what was quite interesting was that the fact that Bayrami didn't whip it in the box. He actually stayed composed on the ball and tried to pick out a pass rather than just throwing it in and hoping somebody's going to get the head on it. So the fact he's managed to pick out Raskin and Raskin's realised he's got a bit of space, hit the shot, unlucky to not get the goal. But then, as you're saying, Diamande's there to tap it in. I just think that some of the boys were showing a bit of urgency, and then others were just wanting to be a bit lackadaisical on the ball and not go forward, try and get back and then build it up again. So there was a bit of times where we were wasting possession and wasting opportunities. But you've got to say that the fact that we've actually kept the ball alive as a starting point and then picked out the pass and got the goal shows that there is signs that players want to try and get goals quickly.
Well, yeah, but then after it, you know, St Mirren, Alex, for maybe 2 or 3 minutes, kind of revert into their shell after we've scored, and then come straight back out it, and again we look poor. And how many years now have we been saying, Alex, how poor we are for corners, defending them?
We're absolutely shocking from corners like that. All it came from was a free kick into the box, not defended, goes out for a corner, and then it's a cheap corner. Diamande, the centre was getting this goal, then loses his man, doesn't go with Gogic, and then Proper's just standing there, not focusing on the ball at all, and it's a completely free header into the back of the net, and Simon are back level, and you just think we've held the lead for 13 minutes, but now it's just going to be St Mirren coming at us for the rest of the game because that's what they were trying to do.
What is it, Craig, with us in defending corners? And what is it with... I mean, if you look at their team and you're going, right, from an attacking point of view, from a corner kick, you'll have Olisanya. Yep, big, strong, physical guy. Make sure he's marked. Gogic is the next one who you would look at from their team, who's aggressive, who might not be the outstanding in the air, but he's going to be better than most in that St Mirren team. And you put Diamande on him.
Yeah, we seem to have this thing where we stick in with zonal marking, which against these sort of teams,
I'm just going to say, I'm on the Madrid. This is depressing the life out of me.
Yeah, you can't really go zonal marking against these sort of teams. You need to go man for man, and then if a goal comes from it, someone's to blame. Diamande loses him, Proper gets caught out, and for me also, I think if Butland is going to try and come for it as well, he has to come for it. He was too preoccupied by the players in front of him. A goalkeeper should be coming for that, and then if Butland gets clattered, the likelihood is he gets clattered and maybe gets a decision for him. But it's just not strong enough, and he's too bothered about pushing the players in front. and then sort of makes a half-assed attempt to come and punch him. And by then, Gogic has got the run on Diamandi, got the run on all the defenders, and just a simple header. And at that point, you're sort of thinking, well, it's the least that St Mirren deserve, and we just don't seem to learn. I mean, this is now going back to Gerrard's last year, where we just can't seem to defend. He was blocked, but as a goalkeeper, you should be coming out and taking everything. If you're going to come and get that ball, or try to come and get that ball, you either stay on your line, or you come and take the 3 or 4 players in front of you.
Right, this comment for the sniper. You would think we lost the game we won, by the way. See, genuinely, right, if the start to the season that we've had in the league, how we've played, how everything's went so far, and how everything's going at the football club, right? See, if I was to come on here after that game and be all smiles and tell you that everything's rosy in the garden, and that, yeah, we played in Europe on Thursday, it was a really tough game. It wasn't. And we come back and we've got St Mirren at home, third bottom in the league, took an absolute scudding last week, and we put in a performance like that. And I come on here and I'm, oh, by the way, Alex, we won 2-1. We were excellent. Every single player was 8 out of 10. We won the game. Happy days. Brilliant. Is that what people want me to come on and say? Because if that's what you want me to come on and say, that's what I'll come on and say. But that would just be lying.
No, it definitely is lying. Like, that was a really poor performance from Rangers today. Yes, we got the 3 points, and as we said, we have to take those 3 points and move on. But the players need to learn that these poor performances aren't going to win against the tougher teams in the league. St Mirren are a physically strong team. They like to put their weight about. They like to push our players about. And you've seen that from that corner. But we can't be coming on here and saying that, oh, we won it. It was a great performance and we need to take that going forward, because it really wasn't. And if that's the way people expect Rangers to play for the rest of the season, we're going to get bait when it comes to the tougher games, because we've got no urgency in certain situations. We're relying on 1 or 2 players to pull the weight of the team and get the goals. And all it takes is an injury. Like, look at our back line today. We had Robin Proper in there, who just was a bomb scare because Suter wasn't there to come on and cover. We had to move Casemiro into centre-back and Tav come on. But that team is like 1 or 2 players short of just falling apart because there's nobody to come in and cover.
Yeah, if we do that, if we perform like that on Wednesday and win 2-1, then you bet your arse I'm on here celebrating. Because that's, you know, that you're going to a team that is flying high, has only drew 1 game and won every other one, has went to Parkhead and managed to get a draw that nobody else has managed to get this season. And they're playing really well and their tails are up. So we go to Pittodrie on Wednesday and they batter us for 90 minutes and we come away with a win. Then yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm coming on here and I'm laughing and I'm joking and I'm smiling and I'm saying that's much better. Not at home to St Mirren. That performance at home to St Mirren is not acceptable, Craig. It surely can't be acceptable.
No, but I also think that if we did get that on Wednesday and do come away with a win, yes, we'd be happy. But you wouldn't be sat there saying everything's still rosy. You'd still be picking up things that are not acceptable with the performance. These are the sort of games where we should be able to put 4 or 5 new players in and not see a drop in performance. But because we haven't had that performance this season, those new players. I mean, what got me was the manager Hook Sigamani at half time, who, let's be honest, wasn't having the best game, wasn't doing much. But there's been other games where players have played and have been worse than Igamani and have stayed on till the 60, 70, 80th minute. So it does seem to be a little bit the manager picks and chooses who he hooks off at half time.
It's easier for him to do it with the younger players. Right.
Oh, Dessers isn't getting hooked off at half time. Dessers would have stayed on till his 75th minute because we know Dessers will get a goal at some point. But Igamani, because he's on that booking from very earlier on and he's not having the greatest of games, we'll just hook him off and we'll try with somebody else who we know can actually play the bigger games. And that's the issue we've got. We're not giving the younger boys the opportunity to show themselves, because if they have a bad first half, it's like, right, off you get. We'll go back to the proven way we know how to play. We'll get Tav on and we'll get Dessers on and that'll work.
And by the way, you can't win because, look, I get what Timothy's saying. How many wins by 1 goal did we have in the 55 season? Right, I get that. But we're already 6 points behind Aberdeen.
There there was a big difference in the 55 season though, where we had a lot of 1-0 wins, but we also had games where we blew teams away.
Yeah, but we're already 6 points behind. So if we come on here at 3,
No, we're third in the league. Like, we're
I was
third
gonna
in the
say,
league
we're
at that
third.
point. Aye.
I was getting excited there, Alex.
No, we're sitting third in the league at this point in 55. We want third in the league. We want having to try and catch Aberdeen and Celtic at this point. There's a lot of difference between the 55 season and this one. Yes, if we're getting a 1-0 win, we were comfortable in those 1-0 wins. We're not comfortable in these games at 2-1. We were in the watch long. Guys were going in the chat, it's squeaky bum time. We need to watch here. That's the final 10 minutes in that 55 season. We were comfortable to the very end. In these games, we're not showing that.
And we built momentum each week, which we're not doing at the moment.
Well, yeah, and like I say, if I come on here happy clapping today, and then we drop points on Wednesday because we haven't been playing well, then people in the comments would have every right to go, but that wasn't what you were saying at the weekend, Martin. That wasn't what you said in the rest of the games where we were absolutely brutal but won. You were sitting there saying, oh, but we won the game, we got the 3 points, everything's rosy in the garden. It's going to be a long season if we don't improve, and if we don't improve quickly. You mentioned Dessers there, Alex, though, and you have to give credit where credit's due. He makes the second goal. He makes the goal that effectively saves Clement's job.
No, he definitely does. Obviously, it was a good bit of play between Diamandi and Dessers obviously really good to get the ball into the box and just pick out Cerny with a nice calm pass, and Cerny puts it in the back of the net. But you've got to give it to me. Obviously, most of the time you'd expect Dessers to have a shot there rather than try to pick out his man. So obviously bringing him on, he's got that bit of physicality and he got the ball into the box and got the goal. But then there was times where he had the opportunity to pass it and still tries to hit it himself rather than, I think there was opportunities where Bayrami was sitting free and he just decided to try and hit a shot. But he obviously makes that goal and we get the second goal 2-1. And then Cerny obviously has his chance later on again to make it 3, which produces a great save by the keeper. But you'd expect that to be the back of the net 3-1, and then we're a bit more comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, but just sticking with that, the winning goal, Craig. Dessers, I don't know how much of it he means, but he does fantastic. Lays it on a plate for Cerny. Cerny scores 5 goals in 4 games. I think that is now for Cerny.
Yeah, he's in a good little run of form, which we want to continue. Yeah, Dessers did really well. Obviously, he starts it off with a throw-in and gets onto it. And for once, Dessers just sort of, I think it was more instinct. He just takes it past the defender. I was sort of anticipating that he was going to just smash a foot at it, and he did well to sort of a mixture of him and the defender, lays it into Cerny's path, and Cerny's got a simple tapping, which we know recently he hasn't had the best experience with tappings, but no, it's good form for him, and long may it continue.
The chat's really calm, like really calm, like confusing me calm. I've had people screaming and shouting for worse performances than that, to be fair. But Alex, were we actually good today? Am I just completely wrong?
I mean, from what I watched, I wouldn't say we were good at all. I think it's probably the fact that we got the 3 points after the performance at Kelly of not scoring, and then we've got the 3 points today. But I don't think we played well at all today. I think there was spells in which we showed that we can play well as a team and play good, but for the majority of that 90 minutes, we were just poor. We were absolutely poor. We didn't look like we had the hunger to go and take that game to St Mirren. If anything, they knew that they could take the game to us, and that's exactly what they did.
Thank you, because I'm genuinely freaking out. The chat is like ridiculously calm, and good old Buffalo makes me feel a bit better. No, Martin, we were shite. And Stephen Garrow, no, Martin, we were shocking. Right, okay, so that's what I watched. Martin, 2 words, rank rotten. Thank you very much. Right, okay. It was just the way that some of the chat was going. I get we won, right, and I'm ecstatic we got the 3 points. The performance just really worries me, because it's not going. If it doesn't get any better, you come up against, I don't know, a Dundee United away, for example. That's going to be a tricky game. You can't play like that. You come up against a Celtic, you can't play like that. Come up against an Aberdeen, you can't play like that. You know, and the performances haven't been getting much better in the league. That's why I'm worried. Should we, Craig, everything all said. We'll come to some individual performances in a wee second. Should we, Craig, have had a penalty in the dying seconds of the game?
Not for me. I think looking it back, and they did show a few replays. I think the goalkeeper just about pulls his arm back. I think he reaches for the ball, realizes he's not going to get it, and takes his arm away. I don't think it's a penalty. And for me, Dessers shouldn't even be giving us the option of a penalty because he's past the last defender. He's got the goalkeeper coming out who isn't prepared. So he should be just either taking it round him, which he's tried to do, and just fell over, or slotting it past the goalkeeper, which a striker of his somewhat caliber should be able to do. Going back to the performances, I'm looking at the fact that we've won 6 games so far this season. 3 of them have been by 1 goal already. That to me, and then 1 goal away from home in 4 games isn't filling me with much confidence.
Have we got the 3 points?
Yeah, you could have that argument, but like you say, you're going to come up against a team like an Aberdeen away, a Celtic away, a Kilmarnock away last week, prime example, where you don't put your performance in and you come back down the road with nothing. And I'm just worried that we're not, the European games and things like Thursday night seem to be peeping over the cracks a little bit and giving us a little bit of hope, and then we just come back down to earth with a bang like today. Brian's comment there, Jekyll and Hyde seems to be the way at the moment, and I want more consistency and more convincing wins.
Michael, channel member and moderator, of course. Let's get into the cliche. Sign of a good team is when they can dig out a win when they're not playing well. That indicates we might be a good team. Do you know what? I'm going to take it. I'm going to give you. Yep, absolutely. Spot on. And when the next time that we lose, I'll say, well, that happens. We move on because we were getting the wins. So everything was rosy in the garden. Right, okay. Come on, Martin. Cemented our 3rd place today, Neil. Do you know what? See if you can't laugh when you're feeling down, then the world's not a great place, is it? So you need to be able to laugh when you're down. Let's just head to Aberdeen with positivity. That's not up to us. That's up to the players. It's up to the players to head there with that positivity. And see, in 4 or 5 weeks, if we won every game and then we come up and we're through to a final of a League Cup in the next Old Firm at New Year, we beat Celtic, I'm happy for people to clip this and send it to me and go, haha, you were wrong. I would love to be wrong. Absolutely love to be wrong. But I just don't see where this team's going. I don't see the players that I can see a Bayrami. A Raskin if he keeps going the way he's going. Certainly a Conor Barron. Possibly a Cerny if the confidence stays where it is. Players like that I can see maybe helping us move forward, but there's so many that I can't see helping. And I'm not going to come on here and lie and make stuff up and pretend that I don't feel the way that I feel. So, yeah. Individual performances, Alex. Proper. Starting to get a bit worrying, mate. He was bullied.
Is that the time? Can I just leave now so we don't talk about Proper?
Me and you leave, Craig, mate, you carry on.
You're on your own, because that was just shocking. He was just bullied by Olasanya all game. That first half, there was a few instances where he's tried to just get the ball out of play and show it out. Even in the second half, he's tried to muscle it out of play, and he's just been turned round. He just does not like the physicality at all. I don't know what it was about Proper today, but we're just seeing that I don't think he's quite there. And we've been saying this for a few weeks now, that doesn't look like there's much of a player there. You put Casemiro in at centre back and Tav came on, and we look like a bit more stronger at the back. I wouldn't say we're by the full strength at the back, but surely Robin Proper cannot play against Aberdeen because he'll just get torn apart.
You put something in the private chat there, Craig. Would you like to announce what you said?
Yeah, giving me Ben Davies vibes. Very comfortable on the ball when he's got the time to He's got the time to ping it around. But when it comes to any sort of physicality, and this isn't the first time this has come up where he just does not like the physical side, and maybe that takes time, but you should be coming into this league knowing that's what you're going to have. You're not going to have time on the ball. You're not going to have acres of space. You're going to have people in your face and throwing elbows and throwing the physicality around. I think it says a lot, and I've said this since he came back to the club. It says a lot when our best defender seems to be 36-year-old Leon Balogun. It really says a lot when you could argue he's our best defender. I just wish we had a 26-year-old Leon Balogun rather than a 36-year-old, because the central defence is not filling me with much positive vibes at the moment.
What did you make, Alex, of Casa at right back? Obviously, that was kind of the breaking news for the day, I suppose, before the game, that the captain had been rested. I don't suppose drop's the right word, rested. Casa came in and played right back. What did you think?
I thought he was great. He actually showed us something a bit different. He was trying to get forward. He showed moments of his pace and physicality and trying to get forward with the ball. He tried to link it up. There was a few options where he didn't want to hit the ball. If that was Tav in that situation, he would try and take a shot. Casa was trying to set people up. But I think that he was very much suited to the right back position. He seemed to just not be scared to take on defenders. Then he got moved into centre back, and he's still comfortable as well. Some of his passing wasn't there, but I mean, he's just been moved from right back to centre back. So I think he'll take time to get in. But no, I really like the look of Casa today, and I think he deserves a start against Aberdeen on Wednesday because he showed that he can play really well in that back line.
Now, yes, Craig, he should get a start on Wednesday against Aberdeen. Would that be at right back, Craig, or would that be at centre back, or would it be at left back? I mean, I just don't know anymore.
No, I think if he does get a start on Wednesday, it will probably be at centre back. I can't imagine the manager's gonna rest. I'll say rest the captain on Wednesday night. I'd imagine he'll be back with the captain's armband on. Whether he comes in for proper,
Suter will come back in.
I think Suter will come back in, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's alongside Balogun. So actually, it'd be harsh on Casa, but I don't think he will play. I think he'll be back on the bench.
We've made this same mistake with John Sterling, Craig. I know Casa's only on loan, but you bring him into the team, you play him in a position, you bring him back out, and then you bring him in when somebody else needs rested in a different position. He needs his own position.
Yeah, he does. But unfortunately, I don't see that happening. The only other option, someone just popped it in the chat, would be to maybe pop him over on the left, and solve the Berami conundrum by putting Hefty at left wing, and then moving Berami into the middle. Could solve a couple of issues. The only way that I can see Casa playing on Wednesday at centre back is if the manager throws us all a curveball and switches to a back three.
Now, you mentioned they're moving Berami into the 10, Alex. Is that fair? Because obviously Lawrence picked up that wee niggle, but he was scoring goals in that number 10 position. Dio comes into it today, he scores. So would it be fair if Lawrence is fit, to drop either Lawrence or Dio to move Berami?
I mean, Berami's obviously got some involvement in the game when he's playing it out wide, and you've got Dio and Lawrence playing in the middle. I do think it'd be a bit harsh to drop Tom Lawrence because he has played pretty well for us recently. He's been getting goals, he's been on the team sheet. So I think we do need to play Berami out wide. But if you watch that game today, Berami was coming in, he was constantly cutting in, and he was in the middle. So although we played him out wide, he was making himself available in the middle. And that's what he was good at doing. He was putting himself in that 10 position. There's times when he was over on the right, helping Cerny out. So he seems like a player that's comfortable moving along that front three. So I think we still play him out on the left, but he obviously shows that he's not afraid to move position anyway. But I think it would be harsh to drop somebody like Tom Lawrence, who's been getting us goals.
Yeah, probably would be, to be fair. Just before I carry on, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new here, make sure that you are subscribed with your notifications on. We are live at least 3 times a week on the public YouTube, and then we've got about 5 or 6 member shows a week as well, at least. So there's loads and loads of content here. We obviously do the Scottish Football Show every second Sunday on the public YouTube channel, and we have our daily shows, which I completely forgot about. So make that about 8 shows a week on public YouTube. We also have Rabble Island, which is our merchandise, which is our shop, which is available. The link's in the description for it. Massive thank you to Donald for sorting all that out and helping us, channel member Donald. There's beanie hats, tops, tote bags, key rings, all sorts, which you can do to help support the Rangers Rabble. And you can also help support by joining up as a member. You can do that by clicking the join button below, or the link for either the Patreon or the YouTube memberships is in the description. Both are the same. It just depends on how you want to get your content, which one you choose.
Don't forget the Rabble Ducks. Don't forget the Rabble Ducks. They're in there too.
The Ducks on the hook, yeah. The Ducks on the hook, yeah. It'll be out soon. I was in Edmiston House yesterday, and they've got ducks. There's Rangers ducks in there. I didn't know. But yeah, Rabble Ducks will be coming soon. And if you want your travel mug as well, then you can email rangersrabble@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you and we'll sort you out with a travel mug. Alex Igamani, obviously only got to 45 minutes. Thoughts?
I don't think it. Igamani just seemed like a bit of a weird one today. He seemed like he was trying to get forward and move, but again, we spoke about this last time I was talking about Igamani. Why does he keep drifting out wide? We find him on the wing. He finds himself out beside Cerny on the right, or out beside Bayrami on the left. Surely that's the player you want in the middle. Too often I've been seeing him when he's out wide rather than trying to get the service in the middle. So I think he did have a pretty poor game today, but listen, he's still a young lad and he's not getting the most amount of minutes to get in and get adapted to this game. So we'll need to give him a bit more time, but see if he can keep coming off the bench and getting goals, then that's what you want to see from Igamani, because he's got competition. Obviously, Dessers is there, Danilo will be coming back. We've got Zach Lovelace who can also play up front, so he's got the competition. But we just need to give the boy time, don't we? I keep saying that at this club you're not going to get time because you need to come in and hit the ground running. But he obviously showed that he wants to get involved in the game and he wants to score goals. It's just he's obviously going to take a bit of time.
Ewan saying, I love the show, guys. Well and going full time. Thank you very much. And that's why every like and every share is massive and every single membership is huge. We're motoring towards 300 members and we're looking to get to that magic number of, I believe it's 562. So yeah, that's the magic number that we need to get to. Can't believe I was watching PLZ every day during the pandemic levels. Well, yeah, I mean, it is levels. I mean, I know that Peter Martin, that's his name in it, and Alan Nuff have been in the media for years. Nah, Rabble's much better than PLZ. Much better. And I'm usually being sarky, and I'm not. It's much better. So yeah, so there we go. Yeah, Craig, the game wasn't going fantastically for us, right? And at half time, I was down in the dumps as per usual. And I was thinking he has to change something at half time. Was it fair though for Ngame to come off because he hasn't had a lot of time? Was that his first start for us?
Second start, I think. Did he not start in the cup? I think he might.
Quite possibly.
Somebody was saying in the comments that like the 2 starts he's had, he hasn't done very well.
He started against Dundee in the cup.
Yeah. It may just be that he's the sort of player that at the moment he has a bigger impact off the bench, and maybe starting isn't for him, unless he's not start. The way I could potentially see him starting and having a bigger impact would be if we started with a 2 up front, and have Dessers up there, which could also possibly help Dessers, because there seems to be a lot of times when he's very isolated up front and doesn't seem to have the best game. That could solve both of those problems. Yeah, I thought it was a little bit harsh on him. I mean, I know he come on the other night and obviously scored a really good goal, which then brings everyone's expectations up that he's going to be the second coming of Messi. And then obviously he doesn't have a good game, so then everyone there is saying, oh, he's pitch and he should be out the team and all this. So I think we have to take our time with him. We spent a little bit of money on him and he wasn't bought in to be a starter. Obviously the expectation was that Dessers and Danilo would be the main 2 and he would be in and around the team. And it's sort of been thrown in at the deep end a little bit because of Danilo's injury and obviously needing to give Dessers out of the limelight a little bit. But yeah, I think I'm not ready to throw the towel on him after 45 minutes today.
Stramash, I was going to say Stu Marsh, no idea why. Stramash has joined as a channel member. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy all the content and everything that goes with that. So thank you very much, Stramash. Right, final question to the both of you. Alex, what is the takeaway from today's game? How are you feeling about going forward? Are you seeing what you want, anything close to what you want to see from this team?
My takeaway is that we still need the midfield too to be given time. I do like the fact that Raskin and Barron today, they're looking like they're getting a good partnership and they're stronger. I think we need to be starting Casemiro regardless if that's centre back or right back. He needs to be started, and we look like we're getting a player out of Cerny. Seems to be getting a bit of form and looking well. Am I confident going forward? No, no. Like, we just don't seem like the team know how to play together, and it's just weird that we're saying that because they've been playing together. But we've got 7 new players in the door, and we need to give them time to get embedded. But listen, if we can be sitting here on Wednesday night after beating Aberdeen, then I'll be a bit more confident, a bit more happy. But this is a team that, as you said, haven't lost all season, and we're going against them when we're not playing the best at all.
I mean, chips. Come on. You can do better than that. That's disgusting. Craig, same question to you. Takeaway for the game. Thoughts going forward?
Well, I'll jump on the we won bandwagon, which obviously we always want. But yeah, I'm not convinced at the minute, and I haven't been all season. I said this last week, and I know Brian mentioned it. We seem to be in a situation where the manager now could go and win the next 7 or 8 games in a row, and the first game that he loses, it's the end of the world again, which doesn't seem to end well. Eventually, the manager, I would like to think now, a year in the door, would have maybe learned a few lessons, and it doesn't seem to be the case. Yes, pizza with pineapple. I fully agree on that one.
It should be illegal.
Doesn't seem to be learning his lessons. I would want us to play well, and you can then see if we do lose a game, you can see progress. At the minute, we're winning games, and it's a hard slog. And you can win games playing ugly, but eventually you're going to get caught out. So I would take the odd defeat if it means that we're playing some good football.
Do you want to play well and lose? Sorry, put that comment back up, Alex. Jeez, I told you to hold it there. Be professional, man. Do you want to play well and lose or win by any means? Kilmarnock just beat us. So that's that argument gone. We dropped points against Hearts in the first game of the season, and they went on to have their worst start in 103 years. And Celtic pumped us. So we're not winning by any means, and we're certainly not playing well. So that argument's gone. For me, anyway. If other people disagree, fair enough. So tonight was bang on the banana, I must say. It absolutely was. And if you are a member and you're in the Discord group, then you will know how to get your hands on them. I'm going to double check with Donald about how to get them out to everybody. But the bang on the banana t-shirts are it. So my thanks to Alex and Craig for joining me. Stramash for becoming a member. Thank you very much. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in, folk listening back on the audio downloads. All your support is greatly, greatly appreciated. We are back tomorrow, 12:30, for your afternoon Rabble. And then the women's show's on at 6:30. And then the Monday night Rabble's on at 7:30. So we're busy tomorrow as well. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And we will speak to you all very, very soon.